Today's video is for anybody who is considering buying the Tokina 85mm f1.8 lens for Sony. I reviewed that lens recently on the channel and I'll put the link to that at the end of this video. This video is going to be very short, but if you are considering or you already own this lens, then this is something that I think you need to know about. So I'm just getting my lens back today from France. Why did I have to send my lens to France? Was it broken? No, it wasn't. Did it have a fault? No, it didn't. I had to send it to France for a firmware update. Nothing more complicated than that. Now, this is quite an odd thing. Every once in a while, I'll sit down with my lenses and things and I'll double check to see that I'm using the current firmware. When I checked for the Tokina lens recently, it came back as I had the wrong version. There is a new version being released. So you would expect, as normal, you'll download a file, stick it on the SD card, stick it in the camera and update it, or you'll attach the camera to the computer and you'll update it that way, depending on the system that you're in. With the Tokina, however, you have to send it away. And only this lens, this doesn't seem to apply to the Tokina lenses, only to this 85mm f1.8. You have to send it away to the local distributor for them to do the update for you. Now, I'd had no problems with the lens, and the review at the end of this video still stands. But obviously, you want the best firmware you can have. And I did see some reports of people online saying that this lens caused their camera to lock up, A7 IIIs particularly. Now, I never experienced that, so I didn't put it in my review. So I'm wondering if the reason that they needed to be sent away was simply because there was some risk of bricking the camera if you updated it the normal way. So anyway, fair enough, bit of a pain, have to send it away to get it updated. However, what you do is on Tokina's website, you fill in a form and they will get the local distributor to contact you in order to take away the lens. So I filled the form in, waited a week, heard nothing. So I thought, all right, I'll contact the local distributor directly. So I went on Tokina's website, the UK version, looked up the contact details. It was for a company in Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, rather than within the UK, which I thought might be a bit of a pain. But anyway, if that's the distributor for the UK, then I'm sure they could deal with things. So I emailed them, waited a day. They emailed me back to say that they were no longer associated with or involved with Tokina, and that I should contact the local distributor. So I emailed them back saying, you're still listed as being the local distributor on the Tokina website. And then I started to look to find out who was the Tokina distributor for the UK. So simultaneously, I found it, and the people in Ireland, who were very friendly and helpful, also found the details for me, that the distributor for the UK was now Koken in France. So I emailed them, the office in France, and said, look, I've got this Tokina 85mm lens, I need a firmware update, I believe you are the guys that have got to do it. So after a day or so, they came back to me and said, yes, we are doing it, we are the UK distributor, but we've never done one for the UK before. So they gave me some instructions on packaging up the lens and sending it off to them so they could sort it out. One of those instructions was to go onto the UPS website and go through it and put down that the recipient would pay for the shipping. So I tried to do that. Apparently the UK website doesn't allow that. It's a feature available in France only or in other countries. So I contacted them again. They were extremely helpful. I must stress that I very much felt like they wanted to help you, but they clearly hadn't dealt with this before and hadn't been thought through. So they said they would organise it from their end, a collection from my office to take it to France and get it sorted out. So the next morning I came to work and I was waiting for some sort of email from them about what to do, and I got a knock on the door and it was the UPS man to collect the lens. So he took the lens away. He didn't know what to do. He didn't have any tracking. Apparently I should have some forms to give him and things. So he said he would take it back to his office and he would sort it out from there. 2 hours later, I get an email from Koken to say that sometime today the guy will come and collect the lens. I told them he's already collected it. They said, oh no, you should have told him this, that and the other. Because one of the problems I forgot to mention actually was when I was trying to send it to them, is there was a large sum wanted for import duty to France for the lens, which obviously I'm not willing to pay that for something I own that's just going off for essentially what is a repair, an update. So that was one of the other reasons that I got the French to organise it from their end. And this form apparently was something to do with that customs declaration. So I then had to spend a full hour on the phone to UPS trying to track down the parcel so that the form could be sorted out. Multiple UPS call centres all around the world, and eventually the guy from the local depot ran me back, sorted it out. He got me to create a form, which they gave me the instructions for. Cokin in France didn't, and I had to email that to him, and then he sent it away. It was actually a very speedy process. The lens I sent was tracked. I confirmed that they had it on the Friday, I think it was, and they shipped it back to me on the Thursday, and they shipped it back to me the following Monday, and I had it on the Tuesday morning. So the actual process, once it went to them, was smooth. I mean, the box came back a little bit damaged, but that could have happened on the way out, not necessarily their fault. They certainly packaged it well on the way back. The lens itself seems to be in pristine condition. There's no marks or anything on it, and I've checked the firmware and it has upgraded. I've had a couple of little clicks around the house. I'm not sure if the autofocus has improved a little bit or anything, but everything seems fine. So I'm probably going to take the camera out for a bit of street photography. I always think if you want to test a lens to see how it's working, street photography is the way to go, simply because you've got no control over it. You get to shoot fast-moving things, slow-moving things, dark spaces, light spaces, shadows, highlights. It's a good way to test a lens if, like me, you want to test a lens in a practical way. I actually bought a little clip that goes on the strap of my camera bag to mount my Osmo Pocket on. So I'll see maybe if I can take you with me on the street photography expedition, yeah. And see where we get from there, and maybe review the images. Don't expect it to be particularly great. I find street photography most enjoyable, but extremely challenging too. Anyway, just something that you need to bear in mind, that if you've got this lens or you're going to buy this lens, on the website, they will tell you that if the lens has been updated and you go into a shop to buy it, it will have this sticker that they've applied onto my box, V.02 on it. Hopefully you can see that. So if you're going in a physical store to buy it, then look to make sure the box that you're buying has got that sticker on, and then you'll know that the software has been updated. Otherwise, you may have some challenges ahead, depending on where you're located and how good your local Tokina distributor is. So that's just something that I thought you should know about and should be able to bear in mind if you're thinking about purchasing this lens, or in fact, if you already have this lens. Anyway, best of luck. Speak to you soon.